This video is a review of the South Kawishiwi River Campground near ELY, Minnesota. I stayed here this spring and I want to share with you what it was like. So the campground is just over 12 miles from ELY, Minnesota, and it's on a river. The campground has about 30 campsites, and some have electric hookups and some do not. The toilets are vaulted and the host is keeping them really neat and cute. The river has tree coverage that has a variety of different kinds of trees, and it's beautiful. There are canoes you can rent, trails you can walk, there's firewood for sale, and there's this cute little beachy area where you can swim or hang out. Not a sand beach, but a nice little swimming area. There are lots of tall red and white pines and just a beautiful setting. When I stayed at this campground this season, it was a last minute thing. It was nearly dark out and we needed a place to stay. We tried to book online, but we were unable to, probably because it was last minute. So we just drove to the campground, found a campsite, and then went to the front of the campground to pay at the box. It was actually kind of nice to be able to drive around and pick out our campsite before paying, and we were lucky that there were quite a few open spots for us.
It's 5:30 a.m. and I'm at Kawishiwi Campground in ELY, Minnesota. I'm spending today and probably tomorrow doing a lot of things in ELY. I want to share those with you so that if you're going to ELY or if you're stopping in ELY for a Boundary Waters trip and you want to see what there is to do on the way, I'm going to share some of that with you in this video. And I will show you a little bit more about this campground, but it's really nice. It's kind of in a cool setting. It's on a river. It is such a peaceful area to be. And there's this cute little path down by the river here that I wouldn't have known existed had I not been exploring these other campsites here just to check them out and see what they're like and be able to show you. I need to get moving because there are bugs, but I'll show you more of this trail.
Each campsite that I checked out had a wooden picnic table, a fire pit, and ample space for tent camping. Some of the campsites were absolutely stunning because they had these towering pine trees over the site that just gave it this quintessential Northwoods feeling. Other campsites, you park up kind of on the hill and then you walk down to where you would hang out mostly at your campsite, and you could go even farther down on these trails and stairs down to the river on certain campsites. So it was riverside, but you took this cute little trail to get down to the water. I would probably stay at one of those campsites next time if I stayed at this campsite again, just because it's on a little trail, it's on the river, and you're kind of tucked away from where you park your car. The campsite we stayed at was in the middle of the campground and was not water access, nor did it have massive towering pines, but we enjoyed it nonetheless. We ended up waking up in the morning to have a warm cup of coffee, and our breakfast was this chickpea rice dish that was really good. When we got to camp, we saw these bear posting signs, and a lot of campgrounds have this, and I never actually see the bear, but at this campground, the bear came out. We tried to kind of scare it away. So something to be aware of at any campground to keep your food safe from bears. We cleaned up our food, cleaned up our campsite, and left. As soon as we backed up out of the campsite and stopped kind of yelling to keep the bear away, the bear did come up into the campsite and sniff around, but luckily we didn't leave any food behind. Speaking of bears, we went to the North American Bear Center as one of our activities to do in ELY, and I would highly recommend checking it out. We also hiked to the impressive Kawishiwi Falls, And we spent some time downtown in Ely, did some shopping, checked out the coffee shop, checked out the little shops. We went to the Dorothy Moulter Museum, which I would highly recommend. We took a walk on the Trezona Trail, which looped around a lake with a cute little pavilion at the end. Honestly, I'd probably just skip and go straight to the pavilion next time. We ended with the Big Island hike right in Ely. This was a nice little relaxing place to hang out. There's so much to do in Ely, and I hope you enjoy your trip.